If you look at a map of southern Ethiopia, there's a point where the roads feel like they're running out. And the land opens into wide sky, acacia scrub, and one powerful ribbon of water. Welcome to Omorate, a small, sun-baked town on the Omo River, close to the Kenya border, and one of the southernmost gateways into the lower Omo world. Omorate is the kind of place that doesn't need big landmarks to feel unforgettable. The story here is movement, people arriving, trading, waiting, crossing. For travelers, it's often reached from Turmi, roughly a couple of hours by road, and for many routes it's about as far south as you go before the river crossing becomes the next adventure. And that crossing is iconic. Down at the riverbank, you'll often see simple boats and ferries shuttling people, animals, and goods from one side to the other. Omorate is even described as the lowest ferry crossing on the Omo River, and it sits in the wider borderland leading toward Lake Turkana. Now here's a fact that makes the geography feel real. Lake Turkana is mostly in Kenya, but its northern edge reaches into Ethiopia, so this whole zone is a meeting place of countries, ecosystems, and cultures. This is also part of the bigger region many people call the Omo Valley, and the lower valley of the Omo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for discoveries that helped shape what we know about early human history. UNESCO notes fossil finds here, famously including Homo gracilis, and the site's importance for studying human evolution. But if you're watching this on YouTube, let's be honest, you're probably here for the human atmosphere too. Omorate sits near communities whose names you've likely heard in Omo travel stories, especially the Dassanech, also spelled Daasanach or Dassanech. They live across parts of Ethiopia and Kenya, and into South Sudan, and their homeland is often described around the Omo Delta and the Lake Turkana area. What makes Omorate feel so alive on camera is that it's a borderland town where daily life is visibly shared, pastoralism, fishing, small trade, and the constant calculation of heat, water, and distance. And because this is a border region, different communities can be connected, yet also face tensions, so it's always worth approaching with respect and awareness. If you want the most people watching energy for your videos, you don't only film in Omorate itself, you use it as a hub and then chase the market days nearby. One classic loop is Turmi Omorate back to Turmi. Turmi is a well-known base in South Omo routes, and Omorate is one of the most distinctive day trips because the river crossing changes the whole rhythm of the journey. Then, for pure color and crowd scenes, there are the markets. Ki Afa Market, often Thursday, bringing together groups like the Bana, Ari, and Seme, a big mix of produce, livestock, handmade items, and incredible visual detail. Danka Market, often Saturday, frequently described as strongly associated with Homer attendance, busy, social, and very filmable if you're patient and respectful. And Jinka, often treated as the main town base in South Omo travel, with a steady flow of people coming in for shopping and services. Turmi is S tribal showcase. More everyday town life. One more important note, especially if your goal is YouTube, this region is not a theme park. If you film people, ask first, follow local rules, and consider hiring local guides so the benefits don't bypass the community. The best videos from places like Omorate aren't the ones that rush, they're the ones that notice small moments, a boat landing, a handshake turning into a joke, a line of cattle moving like a slow tide. Omorate may look like the edge of the map, but it's really a crossroads, river and desert, Ethiopia and Kenya, deep history and daily life, flowing together on the Omo.